local middle school teacher. I'm here expressing my own opinions, not for the district that I work for. I want to talk to you about a solution to school shootings that's been pushed lately, and that is arming teachers. We keep hearing that if we arm teachers, that they're going to be able to deter or to stop school shooters and save lives. It's a lovely hero story. The brave armed teacher who, in a moment of courage and bravery, saves the lives of students by shooting the school shooter before any lives are lost, becoming the hero. A lovely story with a fairy tale ending. And that's what it is, a fantasy. Let's imagine a more realistic example of how this story might play out. Imagine the teacher who will do anything for the students. The teacher who works late and on weekends to perfect lesson plans, to create worksheets, to grade papers, supervises after-school activities, and on, you get the picture. During school hours, she or he is not just a teacher, but a counselor, a mediator, a friend, a surrogate parent, a tutor. She or he is whatever those students need at that time. I care about my students. That's why all of these hardships are worth it. Getting to know the students, watching them grow, watching them learn new skills makes it more than worth it. And that is why I and fellow teachers will work ourselves to exhaustion in order to do our job the best that we possibly can. With more students being murdered at school, teachers are already dealing with the stress of the knowledge that it could happen at their school, and how they react could be the difference between life and death for their students. What about the additional stress of being armed with the express purpose of stopping a would-be shooter? That responsibility alone comes with immense stress. It would not be inexpensive. The district would need to purchase guns and ammunition, provide training, purchase insurance, and where is this money coming from? Most schools are on a tight budget. What will we trade away to arm teachers? Music, updated textbooks, the school nurse. And you know what? That armed teacher might be able to stop an armed gunman and save the lives of students, but it's not likely. The documented stories of an armed good guy stopping the armed bad guy, even with the presence of armed security, was not stopped in time, and children died. There are armed guards at Columbine, at Sandy Hook, at Parkland. Imagine the things that could go wrong. For example, a Georgia social studies teacher barricaded himself in his classroom and fired a shot. A school resource officer accidentally fired his gun while at a Virginia middle school. A high school math and administration and justice teacher was teaching a lesson on, ironically, public safety when he accidentally discharged his firearm into the ceiling and injured 3 students. These were all just in the past 30 days. All humans are fallible. As wonderful as teachers can be, we still make mistakes. The more guns present in schools, the more gun accidents that will occur, and the more students who will be injured or killed. Teachers are not immune to stress, mental illness, to misjudging a situation, to being tired and not thinking clearly, from reacting incorrectly in an emergency, or any other factor that is dangerous in the presence of a gun. The presence of more guns equals more gun deaths, no matter who we are talking about. Let's look at logistics. If I were to carry a gun at school, where would I keep it? Would I wear it strapped to my ankle or my hip? Would I hide it out of view or keep it where the students can see it? How would the students feel seeing me with a gun? Safe? Scared? If the gun's easily accessible to me, wouldn't it then be easily accessible to students? What if an impulsive child grabs that gun and manages to fire a shot before I'm able to react? What if an angry child wants to disarm me? If I don't keep the gun on my person, where would I keep it? I assume I would keep it locked up. Have you ever lost your keys? What if I misplace my keys and a student accesses the gun? What if there's an active shooter, but in the time it takes me to secure my firearm, I've left my students vulnerable? What if the police arrive, not yet knowing who the active shooter is, and I am killed instead? I would do almost anything to protect my students, but I do not want to be the shield that stops the bullets. Not when there are other options. Instead of bringing more guns into schools, let's keep guns out. Metal detectors, locked doors, bulletproof glass, common sense regulations, bans on assault rifles, improved background checks. The list of possible ways to protect our students is long. Something has gone terribly wrong with the gun debate in this country. The NRA and Republican politicians are trying to convince us that every option except more guns is fruitless. They are making this about the Second Amendment, which it is not. We don't allow private citizens to arm themselves with machine guns, grenades, or nuclear weapons. The Second Amendment refers to a well-regulated militia. It's not only in line with the Second Amendment to regulate guns, it would be violating the Second Amendment not to. The NRA is powerful, but so are you. They claim they have 5 million members, where there are about 50 million students in this country, and there are millions of adults who support you. Educate yourselves, rewrite the narrative, stay strong, stay loud, don't give up. We are in dark times, but you give me hope for the future. I hope you will vote out these corrupt politicians. I hope you run for office and replace them with yourselves. I hope you form a political party that cares about kids more than guns and morals more than money. I can't wait to see all you do with the power you have rightfully claimed. Thank you.